started before I hit the send or go live button, so we'll just go with it. Let me type in real quick. Books, thanks for joining me if you're here. I'm just gonna type something real quick while I wait for people to join. Hey, what's up, Cutter? Alright, now I'm gonna get this going. Hey, Brian. Ooh, sorry. Let's see. How bright does it get? Oh my god, I'm pasty white! Oh, it's blending. I'll just keep it like that. So I just want to talk about a few books that I've been reading. If you don't know, oh, look at my hair, crazy hair, whatever. I broke my toe recently, so I haven't been doing all the things that I want to do. I've been doing things that I've been wanting to do, but won't sit down and take the time to do it. Hey, Michael. Like reading books and flipping through piles of neglected magazines because I've been because I've been wanting to do I save recipes out of all the magazines I look through, or like if I like a picture or something, I add it to my vision board. The magazines that I go through are like Disc Golfer magazines and Better Homes and Gardens and anything with recipes in it, or like interior designing type things I find fun, and gardening. So happy Friday Eve. Yeah, that's right. All day I thought it was Wednesday. Today's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. So that's exciting. It's exciting when you find out that the week's almost over and you thought it was hump day, And I don't do hump day. I don't know why I said that. I do more like hemp day. Okay, so all day I've been reading. Mostly I've been absorbing astrology, so I'm going to say that towards the end because my mind is all wrapped up on that. I'm going to start with a homeopathy book. I've started a session with some girlfriends of mine, women that are like-minded. They're all moms and they all want to take care or take control of our health and our children's health. We don't like going to the hospitals for minor things, like my toe being broken or something. Like, I think 10 years ago I probably would have rushed to the hospital, even though I know that there's nothing they can do with it. But instead I've been taking control of my own health. And doing a study group like this is a great way to learn. It's proven that getting together with a group of people, you learn more because we all have our own perspectives of things. So it's been great getting together with these moms, these other women, and sharing our experiences and learning together. So this is a course. Yes, I had to pay for this book, but I see myself being a teacher. I don't really want to I am homeschooling my kids and stuff, but I don't really want to spend my time on teaching other people things. I like to learn and teach myself, and I would love to learn together with other people. So what my plan is, I'm going to get through this study group, and then I want to hold my own classes here at the house, so my friends can come and learn about it. It was only $47 for this book. It's really not a lot, and it's information that you will use every single page. I've been into homeopathy at least about a year now, maybe, and I'm still learning. I mean, even an expert's going to learn from this book. So, let's see if there's anything interesting. The only thing I've found, the three that we've gone over so far are three things that you've probably heard of. Arnica. Oh God, what was it? Arnica. Now I'm forgetting. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. There was another book that she recommended by a guy named Mendelsohn. Here it is, Dr. Mendelsohn. His book is called How to Raise a Healthy Child in spite of your doctor. Dr. Mendelsohn is a pediatrician, so it's a very cheap book, and actually I just got the PDF online, so I can read it without purchasing anything, but I think it's only a couple dollars or something if you wanted a paper version. But he's a pediatrician, and basically he tells you everything that they do in the pediatric office is stuff that a mom could do right from home. And the biggest thing about homeopathy is you know your family, you know your body more than some stranger does. So you have the complete power to take, to diagnose and to prescribe yourself with things that are much healthier for our body, that don't cover up symptoms, because our symptoms are signs. There are signs telling you, hey, slow down or whatever. So that's what I find interesting about homeopathy is it's very specific. It looks at the person, at least classical homeopathy. There are different versions and whatever, but classical homeopathy really studies the patient, studies the symptoms, and you see a picture, an actual picture of the person when you close your eyes and you hear all the descriptions, and you have this image in your head. Allium, that was the other one we talked about. Onions, what kind of symptoms do you get when you are around an onion? Watery eyes maybe, or a burning sensation like crying. Sometimes people sneeze, and what does that make you think of? Allergies. So, and that's not for everyone, but a good chance is that allium might help you if you've got specific allergies that make you feel that way, or any problem that you deal with, and those are the symptoms. Allium cepa might actually help you. So the basic foundation for homeopathy is like cures like. Hey, Sarah. And that's different than mainstream, medical science today, where they try to just cover up symptoms, that any symptom is a bad thing, like if we're coughing or if we're sneezing or something, that we want to cover it up. But if you cover it up, then you don't know where it's leading. And if you cover it up, then you're probably going to cause more of a problem. Gosh, where was that? That was something I did want to share. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll read you the stuff that I underlined, which I found very interesting. In Washington, D.C., only one memorial is dedicated to a physician, and that is the founder of homeopathy, Dr. Samuel Hahnemann. Let's see. The remedy, that's what we call the tiny little homeopathic pills. They're called remedies. The remedy's power is thought to stem from the blueprint or energy of the original substance that remains in the final dilution. So if you knew anything about homeopathy, a lot of people say that there's nothing. It's a placebo effect, because basically when you do a lab test on the remedy, you're not going to actually find that element in, or the chemical whatever, in the remedy. So, but it's there. It's just extremely diluted. And the funny thing is about homeopathy is the more diluted it is, the stronger it is. It was hard for me to wrap my head around that concept at first, but I'm finally starting to get that. But that's what they mean by the blueprint, or the energy is still there. There's an act of succussion, and that is what is thought to make it stronger and stronger. And that's the dilution thing. You'll have to go study that on your own. It's very interesting. Different laws, and it's all proven. Samuel Hahnemann actually used his own body to prove all these remedies. Let's see. Oh, in fact, the word symptom in Latin means signal. It's your body signaling that something's not right. So if you're covering up those signals or symptoms, then you don't know what the problem is. I like her description here is, symptoms act like the alerting smoke alarm that warns us of a fire on the stove. If we dismantle the alarm, we think everything's okay because that annoying alarm is not sounding anymore. But what about the actual harm that we still are facing? Similarly, even the double-blind and placebo-controlled trials demonstrate that we can turn off the body's intrinsic alarms by administering a drug. But the fact remains the fire within us still rages on, and our condition continues to deteriorate. And then it also can manifest into something completely different. So that, hey Joe, so that one symptom might have been stopped, but something else happens. And she uses a really good example, which was like my brother to a T. And it started with like breathing problems, and then it became something else, and then it became anxiety. I think it was like eczema or something. I can't remember. Anyways, aconite, belladonna, and chamomile. 3 things I use a lot, actually. Chamomile is great for like teething or temper tantrums, or people that are sensitive to pain, anger, or like ear infections and whatnot. And belladonna is for really high fevers. And aconite is for something like very shocking or frightful, or something that happens very quickly or comes on very suddenly. And that's scary, right? If you're not used to homeopathy, you're like, aconite, belladonna, aren't those poisons? Yes, they are. They are. They're toxic, and you wouldn't want to touch the plant like dead on, right? But when you've diluted it, it's not going to affect you. My husband is allergic to a few things. Hey, Mary Jo. My husband's allergic to not crustaceans. I can't remember, but a very specific type of seafood. But there's a homeopathic remedy that is made from mussels and stuff that he's allergic to. And if I were to give him that, it would actually help him, as opposed to making him break out or reacting to it in a negative way. So homeopathy is very interesting. So that is one book that I'm studying, and I'm going to be starting my own study group on that, and maybe I got 7 more weeks worth of that, and then I'd like to have my own classes. I'm doing the study group now, and then I want to have some classes of my own. So, what I really wanted to talk about tonight, which I find so interesting, and I wish I could show you. I might move over there to the other side of the room, but my toe is broken. I don't want to move if I don't have to yet. But for the last day or two, I've been really focusing on this book. I know it's backwards, but it says Llewellyn's Complete Book of Astrology, The Easy Way to Learn Astrology. And I've only gotten up to, I'm in chapter 2 so far, but I've learned so much already. She's gone over all the basics in the first chapter, and then she's going to go into the very specific parts of everything she's mentioned later on. I'm reading about the signs and everything. And all my life, okay, I'm a Cancer, and all my life I wondered why I was always attracting Geminis into my life. Cancer and Geminis are not supposed to, they're not supposed to really be friendly with each other, but my husband, I'm married to a Gemini, and my son is a Gemini, and my dad is a Gemini, and I've got lots of Gemini friends, and we get along great. Guess what I just found out tonight? My rising star, my ascendant, the one that I relate to in myself and my personality traits, is a Gemini. I'm a dead-on Cancer, don't get me wrong, but my personality definitely relates to a Gemini character very, very much. The fact that my mind is always racing with many, many thoughts, and that and when you think of Gemini, before today I thought Gemini had like 2 sides, like it was a 2-sided person, but really it's because there's so much going on that they need that second person to help them do everything that they need to do, basically be in 2 places at once. So that's been very interesting. And another reason why people don't believe in astrology and horoscopes and all that, I've discovered is because we can relate to everything. If you print out your what is it, your natal chart, you will see that there are different sections, and each planet rules a different sign. So, and there are different cusps and everything. So there are 12, right? There are 12 calendar months, and there are 12 elements. And then there's only 10 planets. Well, the sun and moon is considered a planet. So as a Cancer, the moon is my planet. The moon rules my sign. It's all very interesting, but on the first cusp is my Gemini. So you can easily find this thing out for you. So basically, the ascendant or the rising star is how you portray yourself. That's how you relate to yourself personally. So I'm a full-blown Cancer. I'm a mom. Cancer is the mom, but I have those personality traits, like. And then let me show you this one page because I keep flipping back and forth to it, so you might find it interesting too. And like I said, it's going to be all backwards for you, but the house rulerships and key words. So when you print out your natal chart, it's going to say something different here. It always starts with Aries, and then it goes around and ends. No, it goes this way, and then it ends with Pisces. So it starts with Aries and ends with Pisces, and goes counterclockwise. Sebastian's not waking up. So the first one is always self and personality and blah blah blah. But I gotta go now, so I'm gonna sum this up. But that's very interesting. This will really let you know like how you learn. Like my children, sports and creativity. Gosh, I can't remember. It's kind of confusing to me still. Oh, and then you can look up your ephemeris, and you have to know your exact time that you were born, and you can even more fine-tune it. But that's why horoscopes and astrology kind of seem so vague or whatever. But really, you can fine-tune it down to the very minute and second and degree and all this. And in the next coming months, I'll explain more as I learn more. But that enough right there is interesting. So that was the Complete Book of Astrology by Llewellyn. And then this is another one. This might be better for beginners. Well, I'm a beginner too, but so I've been doing this interchangeably. Astrology for Yourself, a workbook for personal transformation. So that's this starts you from the very beginning and takes you, like, for someone that doesn't even know their sun sign, it starts from the very beginning. And then it helps you, like, you can write down things that, like, your reason for even getting into astrology in the first place, and you can go back to that. If you've never journaled before, I think it's a good idea to start. And they even mentioned that in the last book I was talking about, is start writing things down. If you know what, like, position the moons are right now. Oh, and that's another thing. Each planet has we have our own sign in each planet or something like that. So it is, like, fine-tuned. But let me show you an example. This is my astral chart, or natal chart. So you see, my first cusp is Gemini, my second is Cancer. And what does that represent? The second house. This would probably make it easier for me to explain. My and then she has, like, mock ones. It shows Tiger Woods and stuff. Different celebrities, natal chart. Alright, so the second is personal finances and possessions, was ruled by Cancer. The third cusp for me is Leo. And Leo is children, sports, creativity. This one is Virgo. my fourth cusp. Your fifth cusp is ruled by something else, and it goes down the line until you get to the 12. So if you've ever wondered, it's I think very interesting and worth it, and it might not be something you relate to immediately, but I think it could give you some insight in how to make decisions like here, Cancer. Cancer, if you know anything about Cancers, you know that we're very emotional. I was reading a little bit to my husband. He was like, "Oh, really? You're moody?" I didn't know that. But she has like good insights. Like as a Cancer, some people might think that makes you weak, but really it's not. She says, you know, a crab moves sideways, she says, steering clear of any potential difficulties. And when it feels threatened, it retreats into its hard protective shell. And sometimes I've always taken being emotional as a negative thing. Here's another thing where she says, when you're emotional, your partner is likely to be reserved, and his or her career life can limit family time. View it as a trade-off for the security you desire. And she even has insights into your relationships, your career, and money. In general, you're lucky in money matters, and realize unexpected gains throughout your life. Inheritance and winnings are possible. But when you... it sounds weird when I just read it off the thing like that, but fine-tuning it like that has made me a little more confident in myself. And it shows you how you can use what you view as weaknesses to your advantage. We are the way we are. There's nothing right or wrong about it, but you can use it to your benefit. So I find that interesting, and like I've been talking a lot about energy and spirits and stuff like that, so there's been certain people that have been bombarding my news feed and my messenger with Christian messages, like I'm a Satanist or something, which I totally am not. I grew up in a Christian household, and hey Heather, and I relate to that a lot, but I also am in a period where I want to read about other religions. I've always been interested in that, and religion specifically doesn't tell you how to do things. They just say you should be a good person, you should treat these people nice, you should believe in yourself and believe that God will provide and stuff like that. But I feel like a lot of times that's belittling the person and saying that God does everything, but really you need to have the confidence in yourself too. And let me just live, dang it. Oh yeah, I'm doing a live tomorrow with Lynn. We can do one on Monday maybe, Heather. Or sometime next week, yeah. But the thing that religion, what was I saying? Religion is great. It's great because, you know, it centers yourself and you're not selfish, and it teaches you to be a good person and stuff. But how do you take the things about yourself that others might say are bad and use them for good? I don't really know where it's going with that. But there you have it. Those are my 2 books that I've been reading. Another good book that I've kind of put on the back burner, but it's just 1 chapter a day. That's all you need to do with this book, Think and Grow Rich. And this is kind of like a workbook, toolbook type thing, a step-by-step guide. It says think and grow rich. Before I started actually reading the words inside, when I looked at the title, it was like Think and Grow Rich, like money's just going to come shooting out of my pockets or something. That's not the case here. I think the thing is to think. Just change your thoughts. The whole point of this book is stop doubting yourself. This is Napoleon Hill, by the way. Stop doubting yourself. Start putting positive thoughts in your head. Start saying positive thoughts, even if you might not think it at first. Just keep saying the positive things, and eventually you're gonna flip that switch, and better things will happen. Like here's not everyone needs a mantra or whatever, because they've already changed their positivity. They've already changed their thinking to attract, higher frequencies. But here's what I say. This is what I say every morning when I wake up, and any time that I have a moment to myself, I say, I am so thankful and blessed now that I have decided to shift my paradigm so that I can attract the good I desire into my life, or by rising to its frequency. I am so thankful and blessed now that I've retired my husband and that we can travel, we can play disc golf and homeschool our children, and we provided our own disc golf course where we train or educate other kids and provide a free course. And I'm so thankful and blessed to be a leader. So that's my thing. I used to say that I want to be a 250K leader or something, and which is good to have specific goals, but it's not the money that drives me right now. It's the fact that I want better things for my future, for my kids. I want to repay my parents. They've supported me so much, and I know someday they're not going to be here. I've already lost my brother. I've lost my sister. She's not dead, but she's not a part of my life anymore. And so I know that people come and go, and I don't want to be dependent anymore. Hey, Chadwick. So I want to be independent, and I want to show my kids how to be independent and how to be to change their thoughts, because what you think is really what you're going to focus on. It's what you're going to attract. If I keep saying, oh, I'm no good, then I'm not going to attract anything good out of that. If you keep thinking that you've got bad luck, then you're going to continue getting bad luck. So change it. Stop it. And even still, like every day, I still have bad thoughts, but as soon as I have that bad thought, I say, stop it. Stop telling yourself that you're a piece of shit. Stop telling yourself that you're stupid. Stop telling yourself that you can't do this, because you can. And those are things that I tell my kids all the time, and I still say them to myself. So I'm trying to, walk the walk, don't just talk about it, but be about it. But, so there's my life for tonight. On Sunday, we're going to do a live presentation. Megan, one of my friends in my HempWorks group, she's going to do the presentation. I'm just going to share it, all about the opportunity, the HempWorks opportunity, and eventually, hey, Lynn, and that's open to anybody that wants to just hear about how you can start a business from home. I've got 3 kids. I got a broken toe, but I can still do it, and you can do it on the side. I've got a soap business that I'm trying to start. I'm trying to go to these study groups and meet moms and teach myself how to be my own doctor, basically, so I don't have to go to the stupid hospital. There's so many things on my plate. And I can still do this from home and anywhere I go. And I don't even have to do stuff on Facebook. Like, I get tired of being on Facebook all the time. Seriously, I hate it. Social media and all that, I hate it. So, but I still find a way to make my sales and to reach out to people that are in need of a little bit of help. People that need to get off of the crappy over-the-counter crap medicine that is just making stuff worse. Hey, Andrew, I was telling a buddy the other day, he's like, I just don't have the money for this. And I was like, you don't have the money for this? Okay. Well, he's buying cigarettes. He's sleeping on a bench outside, and I know he's probably buying, like, over-the-counter medicine to help, because I know he's really cold outside. He's probably got a cold now, and he's probably buying Motrin, or probably buying, like, Sudafed or something. He doesn't need all that crap. And there's lots of people out there that do that. You got a headache? Oh, pop the Motrin, pop the Advil or whatever, right? The commercials say it's fine for you. But do you read that fine print? Are you listening to what they're saying? May cause death. The pills that help you with with depression and stuff, what are the side effects of that? More depression, suicidal thoughts. Really? Are you going to do that? And then not only is it going to cause more depression, but you could also be starting like a skin issue because you're suppressing the real issue, and now you've got all these outward problems. What's that other book? Since we're talking about books, let me show you this book. Anatomy of the Spirit is really what set me off on this energy spiel. Was a lot of the times we bury our emotions, we bury our problems from childhood maybe, or anything traumatic. We just bury them instead of thinking about it, or hey Travis, or dealing with it. So we just shove them deep down in there. I'm a Cancer, I'm emotional. I shove it deep down there, and then boom, it blows up, big time. And the worst times. Hey, Ricky, drink wine. I'm not drinking wine. I am drinking a beer though. Gosh, where was I going now? Oh, boom, energy. So if we keep suppressing things and bottling them up, they're just gonna manifest somewhere else where you have to deal with it. And then you're gonna deal with that outward problem, and then hopefully you're gonna deal with the inner problem too. So, so this is another good book, Anatomy of the Spirit. This one's by Carolyn Myss. The 7 Stages of Power and Healing. So, and that bases off of Think and Grow Rich and my homeopathy and my astrology. It's all like telling you to deal with the things that you have going on in your life. We all have struggles. I mean, you might look at me and you think that I got it all figured out, or I've got these kids and I'm happy and I got a family and all that, but I got my own problems. I've dealt with crap that you don't even know about, and you probably are going through stuff that I don't know about. We don't like to talk about our problems. We like to have fun. We like to be happy. Why bring about the negative things? But if you're dwelling on it on the inside, you need to deal with it. And yeah, everyone has their own ways of dealing with it. I don't know how you have to deal with it, but maybe seek some professional help. Me, I like to do things on my own. That's something I've learned about myself too, is my creative side is that makes a lot of sense. I like to provide for my family and to be creative, so that's why I do a lot of things DIY and from scratch. That's what makes me feel accomplished. So everyone's totally different. This was fascinating. My husband is a dead-on Gemini, right? But we just found out that his ascendant, his rising star, is Capricorn, which is actually my mom's sun sign, her birth, her birth month. And then he's also a Gemini, like my mom. My husband's birth sign is Gemini, like my dad and my son. Hey, Michael. So all these things are very interesting. Jasper is actually a Scorpio, but his personality traits are Cancer. His first cusp, hey Darlene, his first cusp is a Cancer, like me. And then who else? Sebastian's a Sagittarius, but he relates to, I can't remember what his was. Felix was an Aries, like my brother. And me, Cancer and Aries relate to each other very well. They're across the border. Here, let me show you here. If I can find it real quick. Where is it? I've been reading a lot, so my mind is like, I know where it is in the book, but I can't think about it. Our polarities. So Cancer is Capricorn. Wasn't that interesting? I thought it was Aries. But Aries and Libra are the polarities. That's my brother and my sister. And it's funny because they were very close, but they were always fighting too. And so Cancer and Capricorn, like my mom's Capricorn, and we're both kind of stubborn, hard-headed. Oh, and while I'm looking at it, look, and it's even more fine-tuned. Each sign is divided into 3 different degrees. So if you think it's all bullshit, I urge you to look into it a little more, because it can help you with future decisions. Like, the biggest thing with astrology now and like ancient astrology is, back then they thought that that was their fate. But now we understand that we have full control. I mean, we make our decisions. We're not stuck in a lifetime of drama based on our family, on our circumstances, and everything around us. I mean, it all plays a part. You are in control. I'll end with that. I gotta finish this beer. Love you guys, and tomorrow I'm going live with Lynn, and I'm sure we'll be talking about all kinds of random things, CBD, and for the most part, and how we like to rise to our frequencies, how we are attracting the things we desire. So see you on the flip side.